Hello, my friends. I am working on going live in 3 places again today, just checking it out. I am live on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook at the same time, which is pretty incredible. And sorry, my cord is in the way here. We are getting ready to work on coloring our page that we've been working on. This is part 3 of who knows how many pages. This is a coloring page from Tiny Cats by Coco Wyo, and I'll do my best to stay on the Instagram live screen, but it's tinier than the others, so I'm just lining it up here a little bit, and do apologize. Be sure to say hello if you are here, and let me know what you're working on. I saw a friend, Leslie. I think her last name is Braginski. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's like Leslie.Braginski for her usernames, but she reminded me that I could tape the page in place so it don't move around so much. Last time we were coloring, we were working on the frostings and the strawberries. So we're going to continue on with the strawberries. I'm going to do the tape thing. Sorry, I'm trying to get this perfectly in line for Instagram folk. And we're taping it here. Just a little bit. Oop. Oh, it's not sticking. Why? Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Hello, Amy. I hope you're well today. Okay, here we go. Although, for some reason, my Scotch tape doesn't really want to stick to my table. Okay, so I am using Prismacolor pencils. They are kind of my favorite. Just showing. I always pull out my color swatches just to look when I am trying to make color decisions. And let's see here. Now, last time I pulled out a bunch of different reds and we were working on the strawberries. I want to continue the strawberries for sure. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going in my thing here and I'm picking out a bunch of different reds so that we could have options. Because as you can see on the screen, I'm sorry you can't see it on Instagram, but right there on YouTube and Facebook, you see my inspiration image. I like to pull up images to use for color reference and light reference and all that good stuff. And I think it's probably one of the best things you can do if you need some inspiration or you're not sure what color to color something. And so we're gonna pop into this. I know Amy's here, but who else is stopping in? I'd love to know. And let me know if you're working on your own thing or, whatever. Or if you're just chilling, which is totally acceptable as well. So we finished this strawberry last time, and I ended up adding, you were there, I did it on the live. I added white Posca paint pen for the highlights of the strawberry. And now for these other strawberries, I was wanting to go a little bit lighter in color, maybe a little bit more orangey rather than red. So I did end up grabbing Poppy Red, which is a little bit on the orange front compared to red. You can see that there. So what I like to do for kind of like the highlight areas is that's where I will put my lighter colors. Oh yeah, I forgot that I used a peach color. Was it this one? Was it Deco Peach? No, it wasn't. It was Salmon Pink. I remember now. We put Salmon Pink for some lighting on the little strawberry indents, which if you are on Facebook or YouTube, you can see my inspiration here that there's indents where the strawberry seeds live. Now, I'm kind of stuffy today, so I just apologize for whatever that does to my voice, or if I sniff or cough a little bit. I woke up stuffy. So I'm going to take this Poppy Red. And if you notice me hold my pencils a little weird today, it is because I colored too much yesterday with my Arteza and my Evazar London pencils, which, you know, I'm using them and I can't tell you for sure if they're actually different. So I'm doing further investigation with my friend Angela, and I have mentioned it to a couple other people to see if they felt the same way about them feeling similar to the Arteza pencils. Sorry, I want a little bit more orange. So yeah, my finger is like really sore today from my coloring yesterday because I got hyper focused and I wanted to finish a page, and then I started on another page to see if I liked the Evazar pencils, and I liked them more. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'll call out the colors that I'm using if I remember, and if you notice that I didn't, I'll do my best to go back. I'm switched between Poppy Red 922, Pale Vermilion 921. I talked about Salmon Pink 1001. And then I got various other reds here for our strawberries. And I'll just call them out real quick in case you're sitting by your pencils and you want to pull them out or write it down. So we're using Carmine Red 926, Crimson Lake 925, Crimson Red 924, Permanent Red 122, Scarlet Lake 923, and Tuscan Red 937. And I use always a lot of colors for one thing. I always have hopefully it's noticeable and gives some sort of difference in things. So I'm just going wherever my brain tells me to color right now. I'm not going to be, I don't know, super precious about things today. I'm actually super tired. So we were putting this salmon pink in the highlights of the strawberry seed indents, and I noticed that I forgot some. So I'm pressing pretty hard, and I can't press hard with my fingers, so that's why it's sitting outside of my world like this. And there. The first time we started coloring, we decided that the light was coming from this direction, like this. So we'll try our best to make the highlights be coming from this direction, and the shadows to be, you know, in the behind-ish areas. And I like to use the darker colors like the Tuscan Red and the Crimson Lake as shadow colors. And I know I have pulled up our inspiration image for the outside of the strawberries, but once we finish the outsides, we're going to have to look up inspiration for the insides of the strawberries. I know they're kind of like white, but like with some red, but honestly, I can't remember for sure off the top of my head, so that's why I like to pull up some inspiration images. So it's been a couple days. I went live on Monday, the day after we got back from vacation. And did you guys do anything cool yesterday? Like I said, I worked on coloring, and what else? I don't even know. To be honest, it was kind of a slow day yesterday, which is fine by me. So when you're looking at indents, the light isn't going to hit the downward indent, so that'll be a little bit darker. So that's what we're doing right now with the Crimson Lake. I'm making the front of the little indent a little bit darker, so it looks like a convex or concave little space where the strawberry seeds live. And this is my favorite sharpener, the Prismacolor Scholar sharpener. I have used the Prismacolor Premier sharpener that they have, but I don't like that it has this little flippy top lid, and for some, I don't remember exactly. I remember I didn't like the flippy top lid and something else about it, and I can't really remember exactly. Maybe that it was like so round, because it's like a tall, skinny circle sharpener, like a cylinder. And for some reason, I don't know, it made it hard to use. I can't remember. So we got a new person in the Facebook group. Their name is Dusty, and that was exciting. If you haven't got yourself into the Facebook group, it is called Friends of AdrienneSmith.Artist. AdrienneSmith.Artist. A call, and then it muted. Sorry. I forget that I could put put my phone on a different mode. I always forget that, but that helps with the phone calls or the text messages. Gosh, I hope that hasn't really happened in the past. Hi, Jenna. Amy's over on YouTube and Miss Jenna's over on Facebook. I don't think you guys can see each other's comments. I wish I could do something about that. But going live on all three, I'm still trying to determine what's the best locations. And someone asked if I would go live on TikTok, and I do have a TikTok, but I don't really use it very often. And I was looking into it today, and You have to have 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok. Valerie Galloway is over on YouTube, and she says that she received my Caribbean Sea Life coloring book from Amazon the other day, and she loves the pictures and can't wait to start coloring. That's awesome, Valerie. I can't wait to see. I hope you share progress photos. You can always tag me at AdrienneSmith.Artist on pretty much all socials. If I'm on them, I'm on all but like Twitter. Twitter's dumb, but yeah. So be sure to tag me if you share any of your colorings. Definitely need to see some more from that. We did a color along last month out of my coloring book, the Caribbean Sea Life one. I'm not sure if I am ready to do another color along out of it quite yet, again, but I'll think about it. I know some people are getting it for Mother's Day, and so maybe I want to wait until some more people have it in their handsies. Apparently they're doing some stuff outside. Oh, it's probably our gardener. Oh, I'm sure it will be great, Valerie. Everyone is great with their art. And if you do want to see the color along, it is up on YouTube. If you look at my past videos, there's 6 parts to it. Obviously, it's kind of long. I'm a very slow colorer. Plus, talking doesn't help. Maybe a fast colorer. But, I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I'm a slow colorer. You can watch it on 2 times speed, probably. And so we colored for the color along the French angelfish page. And so if you want to try anything from that I do, I show how I do everything on that color along. And Jenna says that the strawberry the cat is holding looks super tasty. It does look super juicy, doesn't it? It's like, I love strawberries too, and they're so expensive here. Oh, so there's this one dip I make. I call it fatty cake dip, but it's basically cream cheese, which I know is hard to find in Europe. What's the equivalent? Fresche Käse in German. Anyway, it's like a white cheese that's spreadable. It's very good. And then, so like a whole container of that, which is usually about 8 ounces, and then a stick of butter, and then basically like sugar, brown sugar, and white sugar to taste with a little bit of vanilla and salt. And it's seriously the most delicious thing. I have to really try not to make it because I will just keep eating it and eating it. I've been thinking about it kind of a lot lately since I started working on my calorie counting and stuff. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. Because mostly it's something I think about like later at night, which is never good. Do calories count in the middle of the night? Yes, they actually do. They do count. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. What are you working on? I'm working on this, and then I'm working on, which I posted about in the Facebook group, I'm working on a coloring page that's a freebie from R.J. Hampson. He does the book A Frog's Tale, which is probably, I think, one of his more popular books and one of the more recent ones. I think it came out in February or something. And it's the cutest book. Anyway, I love his illustrations. And you guys should definitely at least get the A Frog's Tale book, because I am considering doing a color along for that one. Oops. Sometimes I color straight up and down and it makes the tip really flat, and then it makes that awful noise. Yeah, that was my mouth trying to make that noise. Don't know if it really worked well. My hand's definitely in pain, which is no good. It's because I really have no self-control, and I don't take as many breaks as I should when I'm coloring, I think, which is why, even though I'm never done, I have to keep these lives to under 2 hours. Might sound silly, but I was thinking that sometime in the future, I'm maybe not going to be able to use my right hand as an artist. That's kind of terrifying, to tell you the truth, but I was thinking about training myself to use my left hand to become ambidextrous, but I did it one time and I haven't done it again. I was trying to draw on my iPad with my left hand. It wasn't going very well. It was very shaky. I'm excited that you got my book, Valerie. Can't wait to see. It's so cool. I also, if you feel so inclined, no pressure, but if you feel like leaving a review, that'd be cool, because I don't have very many. I gotta grab some books and take them to the art center on the west side of the island, because they said they'd sell it on commission for me. So that's pretty cool. Where's my permanent red? Here we are. And so I just gotta fill out some paperwork and then actually do that. But it's so hard. My husband was cooking. I shouldn't be hungry, but I'm literally always hungry. It's so hard for me to want to really leave the house. I struggle with that a lot because I get into my little routine. Hello, Suzanne Stellar on Instagram, and Vicky, yes me. Vicky, yes me. Hello. I don't think you all can see each other's comments. I'm going live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, but definitely say something. Hello. Let us know you're here. And so I'm really kind of not really going in any sort of order on coloring these. I do apologize for that. So if you haven't noticed from last time, when we were coloring the French angelfish, I totally smudged everything everywhere because I did not take the time to wipe off all the little bits that the Prismacolor pencils leave behind. And so I got these really cute makeup brushes. I don't know, they were $6. for the two of them on Amazon, and they're cute. So I've been trying to remind myself to wipe off all the little bits that, because little powder gets left behind from the Prismacolors especially. And don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Hi, Trovel Cat on Instagram. Valerie asked me, how am I liking the Caribbean? How am I enjoying life in the Caribbean? It's pretty good, you know. We moved down here for a few reasons, because we could, and we needed a new adventure, and my mental health was not doing great. And so we sold our farm and moved down here in December 2021. And I didn't have any depression for a year, an entire year. That was pretty incredible. And then a situation happened which kind of made my depression pop up, which was pretty unfortunate. But I'm on the upswing of that issue and that depressive episode. So things are going a lot better. We, last weekend, for those of you who weren't here on the last live, we went to St. Thomas, and it was like our first vacation in like, I don't know, 6 years plus maybe. And so that was cool. I got to meet a sea lion, but getting out of the house that way and just interrupting my flow really helped, is really helping me continue to get out of the little depression hole that I was in. So that's good. So things are going good. I don't think St. Croix is our final destination. I love it here. I like the people here, but it's small. But it's our final destination for now, for sure. Till we get a little hair up our bums to move again. Thank you for asking. Where are you at, Valerie? How's things in your location? I went I was talking about Leslie Braginski earlier in the live, and she had a live on Monday night that I joined in on to watch and to color with her, kind of like we're doing here. She does one on Mondays on Instagram. And I think she's going live more often, and also including brain, come on, including TikTok. But that was really fun. I enjoyed hearing her voice and like her story and what she had to talk about, and she was curious about everyone involved in her live. You're in Greenfield, Wisconsin. Ugh, I bet it's so cold there right now. I'm thankful it's not cold here, although at this very second my toes are cold. And it's from the AC, but it's kind of funny that my toes are cold because the top part of my body is not cold. So it's a little confusing for my body right now. Hello, Finch and Thistle Paper Company. We're coloring today in a coloring book by Coco Wyo called Tiny Cats. And we're working on strawberries. Woohoo! And It's one of the reasons why I chose this page, because like it seemed really fun to color some strawberries. They're so bright and happy, and they're very much like summer, which it's always summer here. Valerie says the weather in Wisconsin is chilly, but winter weather definitely affected your spirit. Yes, I understand that. It always has affected me. It's nice here not to have that sort of outside influence affecting my brain. I remember in the fall, I would start to get really super depressed because winter was coming, and my flowers would start dying, and stuff like that, and it was just so darn depressing for me. And then I moved here because I thought I wanted a longer growing season, but I think I found out that I want less responsibility, and that's what we are hanging on to right now. So like a garden is responsibility. You gotta water it and blah, blah, blah. But we live in condos, and we just have a balcony. So I have some house plants out there on the balconies. But sometimes I'm really bad at taking care of them. Hey, Chris. But yeah. So that's it's fun having a balcony, like, and then I have my plants out there, and they're really like stoked about being outside, which is like super unusual for me, being someone from Oregon, where in the summer it could still get freezing at night. Oh yes, it wasn't terribly hard for us to move, because we don't have kids. I mean, we had to sell our farm and then find homes for our farm animals, but we don't have kids, and we just have our cat now, and he came with us from the farm. And we have lived in other countries before. So we've lived in South Korea and in Germany. So moving to another piece of the US, in the US Virgin Islands, wasn't really a far cry from moving to, you're still living in the US. So it's different for sure. And there's less here for sure. And things move at a much slower pace, incredibly much slower. But that's okay. And things are hard to find. Like there's one art store, but I've not been super impressed with what's like actually available there or anything. So I still buy most of my stuff, unless it's like one time I needed really tiny watercolor brushes, and so I was able to find some there, so that was good. But yeah, tis stuff. It's definitely a different kind of like a culture shock, but not at the same time. And that could just be because we've been in other cultures too. I'm sure people who have never left the area they live in, where they have more than here, they would be really having a hard time. Excuse me. Like I said earlier, I woke up really stuffy this morning, so I do apologize for clearing my throat and stiff like that. I don't think I'm sick. I'm kind of tired, but I think, living in the humidity like we do, excuse me, mold grows here very easily. So I think I have some mold in my bedroom. And I keep saying that I need to call the mold guy I have a number for, and I keep not doing it because because I don't know what the outcome's going to be and how we're going to be able to fix the problem because all of our walls are cement. So I don't know. It's just a thing that's kind of preventing my brain from going forward. And thank you, Amy says. The strawberries are looking great. I think they're looking pretty good too. We'll do some more dark ones in the back here. Not that dark. Do I want this dark? Maybe crimson red dark. This time, I actually ate my snack before I started the live, so I don't have to pause and take some bites of my snack. I've been eating, have you ever had veggie straws? They're only, like, their snack bags are only like 180 calories, so they're like, I think they're pretty good for a snack in the middle of the day where you need something but not like a lot of something, or you shouldn't need a lot of something yet. So it's been working well for me to have those. And then I'll have maybe some mandarin oranges. Is another easy snack, probably closer to like 5. Because my husband rarely gets off work on time. And so I always am a little bit hungry around 5 o'clock. I'm also trying to eat like less more often, so smaller portion sizes. And so I have my coffee first thing, and then I have a lunch, which is my shake. And then I usually will have my veggie straws as a snack, and then my little mandarin oranges. I'm very much a routine person, but then I have a lot of calories still left for whatever tasty dinner we're going to have. And that seems to be working out well. It was hard when we were on vacation, trying to stick with everything. When I got back, I was a little upset because I had gained some weight that I lost. But it's already gone now, so that's good. Finger hurts. Stretch. You know what I haven't done in a while? I have not gone snorkeling in a while. For some reason, and I know if I go, I'll love it and it will be really fun. But for some reason, swimming sounds terrible, so I haven't really gone snorkeling or played in the water in a while. And most of that was because of the little depression funk I was in. But then, once you get out of that little depression funk, it's still really difficult to like get back into whatever you were doing. And so now I'm in that spot of trying to get back into whatever makes me happier. Oh, we're almost done with the outside of the strawberries. Yay. This one, oh, it's kind of bothering me. It looks great on the video, but for some reason, there's something about it that it just doesn't feel done. I don't know what it is. It feels a little flat in some areas. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit, although it's not working fabulously because I've already did kind of like the final layer of color on this. But this is lightening it up just a tiny bit. And I think that'll help me like it a little bit more. It's rainy where Amy is. I forget where you are, Amy. Georgia? I know you're in an RV with your dog. It's the most important thing to remember. How's your coloring page coming along, Amy? I remember you saying that you were coloring it for a friend, and you showed us the coloring page on the Facebook group. So I was wondering if that friend had an orange cat. Is that why you chose to do a ginger kitty? Although, I have to say ginger kitties are probably one of the best kitties. Don't tell Benjamin I said that. But I've always wanted an orange cat. They're always so funny and unique and weirdos. Okay. Now, we're going to look up, do we want to do, hold on, I guess I'm not quite done here. Do we want to color the seeds or do we want to do the inside? I saw a lot of white bits sticking out here, so I wanted to finish that real quick. Okay, what am I doing? Right, inside of the strawberry. Pardon my arm elbow pit. We're going to look up, cut. Well, we're going to have a new tab though. Cut strawberries. Oh, it's great. Look at that. We'll just use this one. There we go. So we notice here how there's, multiple layers of different color here. We got the white, we got the red, we got the orange, bright color. Whoop. Okay, so I'm situating my windows so I can see comments still everywhere and also see my inspiration image. Okay, so we got still a red, but not, it's a brighter red, not a darker red. So like the outside skin of the strawberry is a little bit darker than the inside flesh. So that's what we will attempt to go with. We'll give it a base layer, I think, of poppy red. And I sharpen my Prismacolors a lot. And here's my biggest hack, is a Clorox wipe thing. I know those of you who have been here, but I say it every time, but that's my shavings trash so that I can have it on my desk and I don't have to go find my garbage, which I don't actually, I just have a garbage bag laying on the ground as my garbage in my studio right now because I haven't found a little tiny garbage that I wanted to use. Okay, let's get this stuff out of the way here. Okay, so we're gonna do a base layer of an orangey red, which is Poppy Red 922, and we look at our inspiration image and we do light layer. I seem to always try to do, I either put here the lightest color of that little section that I want to do, like the highlight color, or I will put the color that this section like mostly is. So like this, I want to be more of that orangey, light orange red color that it kind of shows us that it is. So that's why I chose this color in particular. Then I'm going to go in with this. This is a pale vermilion. This one has like a little bit white in it, so it's a little bit more opaque. And if we look at our inspiration image, the outside is red. Then it kind of goes to like this orangey red yellow color. Orange, probably just orange. And then it goes to the white. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in a layer kind of close. Light layers close to where the white would start. Maybe pull it up a little bit. I'm going to go with that poppy red again. I'm going to do a little layer that overlaps that vermilion, pale vermilion. Then I'm going to get one more darker red color than this poppy red, which I believe to be permanent red. And that's going to go on the outside as the darker bright color. And I feel like I need it more sharp. So who has the Tiny Cats coloring book, and are you coloring along in this book? I like a few of the Coco Wyo books, and you know, they say that they have multiple artists in their company, but I noticed that it doesn't really say who the artists are, so I kind of wonder if they use artificial intelligence for art or not. I'm honestly, I'm not really against it, when used properly. And properly, in my opinion, is when you are not directly copying someone else's work and you enter your prompt and it comes out as its own piece. And you can even check for stuff like that. I use the app, the Google app on my phone, and you can use an image of that art and see if there's any matches anywhere online. So it's always a easy thing. or interesting thing you can do if you are feeling weird about AI art. It's not a problem if you're using it right. That's basically my whole thing. And I know my view is sorry, I thought I heard something. My view is not the most popular view out there, but that's okay. I'm working on the strawberry guts. I think one of the biggest struggles I've had since I've been back from my vacation is like I overate while I was there. So I think I stretched my tummy a little bit. So I have to eat a little bit more to feel full. And that's what I'm struggling with, being hungry, even though, you know what I mean. So hopefully you'll go back to the size I was working on so that I can feel, you know, full, or not hungry rather, is the goal, to feel not hungry, not necessarily full, because it's kind of uncomfortable. To feel not hungry again after eating a normal size amount of food. Okay, this is looking awesome, I think, the center of the strawberry. So now we're looking at it, and there's a little bit orangey red here. I'm going to take the poppy red again and do that. And it's very light. You know, it's not like a solid color like the other parts are. But I'm not sure if I can really imitate such a not solid color, but we can. I'm going to grab my white now. My white is in a pencil extender. You know what I saw someone do? So I'm just kind of like blending this in here because it felt like the right thing to do in this center spot. I saw someone, instead of using like a pencil extender, they had some dowels that were the same size as their pencils, and they just glued the dowel onto the pencil, which is kind of ingenious, I think, because I'm noticing these are brand new pencil extenders, so I can't really recommend them or not recommend them. I'm having some that work well and stay tight so that they do work for sharpening, and then others aren't staying tight. So I'm still in the process of trying to decide if I like these. I don't normally like metal things for writing, but this is a smooth metal. There's a lot of like writing utensils that are like a matte metal, if that makes sense, where you can feel the texture. And I do not like that. Not at all. That gives me the heebies, and I do not like that. Okay, so I'm taking the white and I'm kind of pulling some of this color into where it is white. I'm not doing a lot, but you can kind of see it smear a little bit. And also, you know, give it a little bit of a gradient, but there is sort of an edge. So I don't want to do it like perfect. An edge of the gradient, I mean. So almost done with this strawberry. Oof, so sorry. I hope that didn't freak you out too much. Now I have to pay attention and make sure it didn't mess everything up on the Instagram video too. Hopefully I got it back in the right spot. The Instagram video is like a few seconds behind everything else. I'm checking that now real quick. Oh, we're good for now. Might move it just a teensy bits. There we go. Okay, so just doing a little bit of interesting lines with my white because it felt like the right thing to do. Yes, okay, we're better. We're good on the Instagram front now. Again. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit more white, I think, to these little highlight areas that we have for the little strawberry seeds. And of course, I randomly add stuff as I'm going. That's my bad. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna wait to add the paint white highlight until later. And instead of putting it on paper, before I forget, I'm gonna put it in this lid. Haha. So there. Okay, so these strawberry bits, we decided these were the end of the strawberry. So if we look, there's some white and then there's some red, a little bit. So we'll just kind of do our best here to do something like that, but not into the same detailed degree. Oh, Dusty says they're sick and they've been up puking. That's okay. That stinks. Sorry to hear that. I haven't been, well, the last time I was pukey sick was December 2021. We got food poisoning really bad. Right after we moved here. That was super fun. Not at all fun. Yeah, you don't have to participate directly in coloring to participate in the color along. This is just a safe space for hanging out and chatting and coloring if you want to. And I did a little bit of this. I think it looked nice. Why is it that I'm always so hungry while I do this? 2 o'clock's a weird time for me. I decided to do 2 o'clock because a friend of mine said who lives in Oregon, so they're 3 hours behind us right now. She was saying that they don't wake up until like 8 o'clock their time, and so I wanted to give her time to join in if she wanted. And so I like the time and I don't like the time at the same time. I like it because then I think, what would I normally be doing? I probably would have moved to the living room by now and started working on whatever I wanted to work on that day. But this kind of keeps me in my art studio, which is always nice too. Okay, so we are basically done coloring these strawberries, which is super exciting, I think. And then I said I was going to do the white, but you know what? If we're going to work on other parts of this coloring page, we don't want to put the wet paint on the page while we're still working on it. You dig? So that we don't drag our hands through it, because that is what I would do 100% of the time. Dusty was fine all day yesterday up until they ate last night, and they ate the new Doritos mustard chips. Doritos mustard chips? That sounds disgusting, but I am not a mustard person. I'm sorry. That made you sick. Okay, so we're done with this strawberry red. So I'm going to go ahead and put them away, all of the reds. I might keep out my dark ones just in case I feel like I need to add more shadows. But basically, I'm going to go ahead and put these babies away. I think I'm putting them in the right order. Yes, I could 100% could read my, what is that thing? I could read that, but I'm not going to. Color chart. What's the word? Okay. Good on that. So, oh no, what's all this? What's all this? Oh gosh, okay. We've got, I think that's like a blueberry. What do you think? Probably a blueberry. Oh, you know what? We should color the seeds. Okay, so on our inspiration image, do we still have that one? Oh yeah. So we notice that some of the seeds are dark red and some of the seeds are like yellow, yellowy white. I think for contrast, we'll go with this yellowy color. I think that'll be most interesting. What do you think? I think so. So I'm gonna grab sunburst yellow. It might take a little bit of experimentation here. Jasmine and yellow ochre. Let's see. So the sunburst yellow is pretty bright yellow orange. That might work well. Then we've got, ooh, this actually might be the best color, jasmine. And we got like this. Okay, so I'm going to put sunburst yellow away. Keep jasmine and yellow ochre. Ooh, I think I like this better. No, I'll keep that. And then I'm going to grab the cream. So now for the seeds, we're going to sharpen as always. all three of them, and like I did earlier, I'll call out the colors. We got the jasmine, which is 1012, yellow ochre, which is 942, and cream, which is 914. I'm hungry. Okay, so we're going to take our dark color and we're going to put it, so I know this is like very tiny little bits, you know, so we're going to do like a little line on the side, and if it covers the whole thing, it's fine, but we're going to do our best to do a little line on the side of the strawberry seed for the shadow. And it's a little difficult to do because it's such a small little bits that we're doing, but that's okay. And these will go on the end, sorta. We may not use all three colors, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd rather have the choices out myself. If I wasn't lazy right now, I'd probably sharpen this again, to tell you the truth, but I am lazy right now. Okay. Oop, forgot one here. Here's our mid color. So we're just going to go ahead and touch them with that, kind of just basically coloring the whole seed. Coloring over the dark color, we're not being precious. It's going to do what it's going to do. We colored up here already, I can't remember. Okay, and then I am still going to take the cream. Hold on one sec. So I'm going to still take the cream, even though I'm not sure we'll notice it, but I'm going to go and try to do the side for the highlight. I totally have my face like right here so I can see. Okay. Actually, I think that's helping kind of bring them out a little more. And if it doesn't work like that, that's okay too, because like we saw in the inspiration image, some of the seeds were like dark red and you couldn't really see them. So we won't stress about it, but we'll do our best about it. Okay, great. Looks pretty good, I think. You too what, Amy? I was very close to my paper. I was not looking up at the screen when I was talking. Okay, now what do we want to color? Oh, let's do the blueberry. I mean, what else could it be? It could be a marble. Oh, we could do also this. Oh, let's put these yellows away for now. Where's my white? Oh, there it is. Lillos. And okay, well, we get to the blues first. So, kind of need to look up a blueberry, and because I can't remember like what kind of blue. Okay, there we go. So they're kind of like, they've got like sort of like a film on them that if when you rub it, it goes away. So okay, so this is kind of like a purpley blue. We're gonna look at our chart here, and I think I want to go with 933, which is a violet blue. And for that dusty color, it's still blue, but maybe it's, oh, sorry, Instagram folks. Maybe it's like this, 1023, and it may not show up very well, but we'll see. And then for funsies, I want to make it a little bit more blue. Let's see, where are we? Let's take and use, where's the 1100? We'll take the China blue too. And I'm going to pull out the blue Copenhagen, which is 906 as well. Okay. Yes, all that for something that is less than 1 by 1 inch. It's probably a ½ inch. But apparently I like to make everything complicated. This violet blue is probably over 20 years old, and I don't know how that happened, but this happened at some point, and I decided it's still usable, so it's not really a big deal to me. Okay, so, as we decided a while ago, our light is coming from here. So there'll be a little bit of shadow behind his paw. And then there'll be some shadow on this side. And a little bit on the bottom. Shadow, shade, whatever. Hopefully what I'm saying works for your brain like it does mine. Okay, so we got a little bit of shadow shade in there. I'm going to add a little bit of the blue Copenhagen around the shadow shade. And I think I'm going to do a light layer of the cloud blue. Not too much, but just to kind of, that's where that dusty color, I feel like, is. Now, we look at our at our image here, and we can see, oh, there's a nice bright white reflection because of the plate, but we don't have a plate under. So the reflection would be this pistachio green color. But we're going to kind of try to make this a little interesting. And I noticed that the blue isn't like super solid in color. So I don't want to do too crazy. Copenhagen, Copenhagen. I really like Copenhagen blue for some reason. Okay. So I'm going to sharpen this guy up a bit. And I might use this as the blender as well. So we'll see how this goes. This might, instead of looking like that powdery stuff that's on the outside, it might just look like highlights instead, which is fine also. But I think I could probably add a little bit more of that purpley blue, violet blue, especially where there's shadow. And we'll go ahead. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do a good job for that powdery film that's on the outside of the blueberries. So the blue is nice, a nice contrast actually between everything else. We're just using this cloud blue as the blender. Looks pretty good. Great. I'll put those away after I do one more little shade lines. There. Okay. Putting those away. And let's move on to the green top of the strawberry. Did any of those? Oh yeah, look at that. So that's a nice bright green, I think. Could be close to 913. Grab that. I usually do sort of like olive greens for greenery, mostly. But we'll also grab 912 for sure. If I can find it, here it is. 912. And what's that? Oh, lime peel. That's one of my favorites. 1005. It's a good one. And then we need like a shadow green, which that's a hard decision on that one. There's not a lot of like, so this to me is like a green, but it's a little bit, has a little bit of blue. And then I would like one that's kind of in between those colors, but that does not exist. So we'll choose 911 as a shadow color as well. find it. It's not there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, ooh, it just got really warm all of a sudden. Let's grab our lightest color. And we're going to make sure we'll put this in where there may be some highlights, kind of. So that's kind of where I would put it. And there's not really any here, but I'm going to lightly put some everywhere of this lightest green. So Amy, have you tried any of what you've seen me do or what you've learned during this time on our lives? Have you applied anything to your own colorings? This is the apple green. Like, have you used multiple layers? Or do you stick with one color per thing? Just curious. Okay. And grab the olive green and give it some shadow. We're approaching the 1.5 hour mark here. How many live sessions do you think we'll do on this one? The French angelfish was 6. Hopefully this one will be less. 6 seems like a lot. But I mean, we'll do, whatever happens, happens. But I'm kind of using this green to blend a little bit of the colors together. I'm going to go ahead and grab my white. Just put it on the edges where light would hit. I think here, a little bit there. And I'm not liking the white coming up right by the black lines. Do that. Okay, that part's done. So officially our strawberries are completed as far as the coloring part. We're going to wait to do any sort of the white paint highlights until we're done with today's session, which we're close to because it kind of feels almost like a time to stop. But we'll see. I'm gonna look. I've been thinking about the colors of the kitties. This one seems like he should be black and white, mostly black kitty. And then this one seems like it should be a calico kitty. And then this one seems like an orange or a gray kitty, which I'll probably do orange for some more bright color. I'm gonna put the greens away now. I have to think about how I'm going to color, actually. Just a little bug flying around. Oh, brain. How I'm actually going to color. Sorry, struggle. Moment of struggle. Where did I put? I have like 2 greens and only 2 green spots left. Okay, so I think 913 is on this side, maybe. 913 is right next to 907. Check. Then this guy can go there. Okay. Where was I? Shoot. What was I saying? I don't know. Oh, I'll have to look up and decide how I'm going to do a black cat, because you can't just color in black, because then he'll just like look like an abyss of nothing, which, you know, there's black cats that do actually look like you're looking into an abyss of nothing. But we don't want that because his details are so fine. So he'll probably be like a dark gray. So actually, I'm gonna say we're done-ish for today. We're gonna add the white paint highlights right now before we close up shop here. I'm super tired. So what I'm gonna do is shake my Posca pen. So this is just a white Posca, Uni Posca. It's an acrylic paint pen. I'm sure you could use any brand acrylic paint pen. This is just what I have handy. So I'm going to put some of it boop, 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 into this little tin lid here. And last time I used the tip of a mechanical pencil. So we're going to look at our inspiration image here, and we're going to notice how the reflections, the reflections sit upon the strawberries. So this light source is kind of coming directly from the camera. But ours is coming from sort of this direction. Oops. And so, like on this one, we put the white on the outside of the strawberry seed indents like this. On both sides, because that's where the light would hit the most. And then there would be some bright, so imagine these strawberries are like maybe just freshly washed, so they're super shiny. There would be a bit of white reflection happening. There might even be a little bit happening within the strawberry center, because, you know, on the inside they're a little wet. So we'll just add a little bit there. Basically, I don't know if that's off camera right for you Instagrammers, but basically we're dipping a little bit end of the mechanical pencil into a puddle of paint pen, and we are just kind of using it as a brush. So I don't ever think. Well, I do have very small brushes. Where there it would live at the second, no idea, but that's okay. We can use whatever works. So who stuck it out this long? I think Amy's still here. I know it can feel pretty long. I hope that you guys enjoy these. And that maybe I can help you figure something out when it comes to coloring or have a different idea. Inspiration, something makes you want to color, want to get creative. That's mostly what I hope for people. Okay, so I have this white, and you know, this was whipped cream. I'm going to add some white highlight to the whipped cream before I get too far here, because it's cool. There's always almost bright white highlights on things that are wet or shiny, reflective. Oh yeah, I think you're a little bit behind on the liveness of the video, which that just happens. But that could be why I get confused at your replies sometimes, because you replied about me asking about the techniques you might have tried at 3:30, but I think I said it more around 3:10 maybe, or 3:20. So you might be a little bit behind, and that could be about why I get confused at not knowing what you're referencing when I read your comments. And that's nobody's fault. That just happens sometimes. In future videos, you can, when you join, if you're joining a little late and you want to be with us in the moment, you can drag the little slider thing forward so that you can try and be on the same time as I am in the video or in the live. So you're joining from YouTube. Yeah, sometimes YouTube will start you from the very beginning if you join late. So we're adding the highlights. Kind of, is it too much? I don't know. It is what it is at this point. Like, something I'm trying. I kind of wish I had an even smaller, thinner way to apply the paint, actually. Might add a little dot of highlight to also the seeds. Might, as I'm doing it, I'm saying might. So I'm just adding a little bit of white to the seeds, a little bit of white where I've missed. Some of the seeds may not have highlights too. I kind of wish I had, looking at images online for reference works really well, but sometimes it's nice to have like the item right in front of you to reference different lighting, directions of light. Sometimes I make sound effects. Getting there. Okay. Now, I missed these seed highlights here. That one. Oops. If it blobs, it blobs. We're just going to say whatever. It happens sometimes. And get the rest of these seed indent highlights. I was kind of wondering why I had that jar still in my art cart. And, you know, I'm one of those people, I'm like, I am sure this will come in handy at some point. If you're just joining, we are coming to the end of this live session, but don't worry, you can still view the live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can watch them from the beginning. But right now, we're adding some bright white highlights using some Posca acrylic paint pen, and I just dabbed it in this tin lid, and we're using a mechanical pencil to apply it in spots because I don't know where my tiny water brushes are, but we're just doing it where we think some good highlights would be, and we're looking and referencing our inspiration image here. Not doing it exact, but doing it. Probably will have some good highlights there on the edges. This one may not have much, but we'll have a little bit here. And probably here. And of course, you don't have to add this if you don't want to. But I always think something looks more finished when it has a bright white or light highlight. And you probably cannot really achieve this very well with the white pencil in the Prismacolor set. Like, it will come out a little bit, but it won't be like stark white like this will be. It will be like this because we've already colored all the layers on here. And a couple. More starting to dry up. Where I think it would be most reflective. Then before I get too terribly carried away, I'm going to stop now. Although I want to add, okay, I lied. I want to add more here. A little bit. Okay. Here. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Now I'm stopping for real. Okay, so that's kind of a trick that you can do to get some really white, bright highlights. add in some acrylic paint. You can use like a gel pen, but it really depends on what the base, what media you're using underneath the gel pen. So the last video we had, I tried to use the gel pen first to do white highlights, but it didn't want to come out onto the waxiness of the colored pencil. So that's that. Actually, I think I'm going to add, while we have the white paint out and it's still a little bit wet, they definitely would have some highlight. I know they did a highlight over here too, but we'll just pretend like we meant to do that. There. Okay. Right. So the gel pen didn't work, but the gel pens, I do find they work good over watercolor. And if there's a very light layer of colored pencil over watercolor, that works pretty well. But I think what works best is definitely like this very opaque medium of this acrylic paint pens. So anyway, I had to make this full screen for myself so I could see what it looks like from your guys' point of view, and it's looking pretty good. So next time we'll probably work on the cats. And what do you think this cat should be? Should he be orange or should he be gray? I'm leaning orange, definitely. Like I said, I'll be thinking about how to color this guy as a more black kitty with a white, tuxedo kitty, so that his eyes and everything still show up. And then I think this is going to be like a calico cat there. We'll have to decide how we're going to do the background, what color we're going to make the cup, what kind of liquid it's going to be. What's on this cat's head? I have no idea. I was like, marshmallow, but it doesn't really look like a marshmallow. It would have to be hot cocoa. What do you drink? Is it a tea bag on his head? I don't know. Let me know what you think is on his head. So I have no idea. Do imagine that this is some sort of Asian. A lot of the images in the Tiny Cats book are very Asian inspired, Asian items. And so maybe something, I don't know, that could be in a cup of something. So yeah, totally gonna call it. And I will see you guys next time. I so appreciate, sorry, got exit full screen. I so appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I do hope to see you next time. Be sure to head on over to, hold on, let me grab the link. Oh my God. Goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. Here is a link to all of my links. And if you're on Instagram, it is in my bio, this link to all my links. Check that out. You can find my Caribbean Sea Life coloring book. You can shop my Amazon publications, join my Facebook group, check out Guava Cat Press, art prints, blah, 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 some affiliate links, etc. And so, right. Okay, so I hope to see you next time. Join the Facebook group for sure if you haven't already. Bye.